Let's get real, you've seen those influencer videos. Perfect hair, drone shots, coconut in hand, all set to some generic acoustic track. They say Vietnam is transformative, it is, but not in the way you think. Here, crossing a street in Hanoi will transform your understanding of physics and your own mortality. Forget the filtered sunsets. The real Vietnam is a sensory explosion, mystery street food, a million conversations, humidity that clings like a needy ghost. This country doesn't just welcome you, it grabs you, shakes you, and dares you to try fermented shrimp paste for breakfast. My mission? Dive headfirst into the chaos, far from five-star resorts and curated experiences. I wanted the Vietnam that confuses you, challenges you, and makes you laugh at yourself. So I packed my bags, skepticism, and indigestion tablets, ready to go beyond the tourist trail. This journey starts in the aquatic bedlam of a floating market and ends high in the mountains with tribes who've never worried about Wi-Fi. It's a tale of two Vietnams, one that floats, one that climbs. So grab a flimsy plastic stool, hold on tight, and get ready for a journey that's less eat, pray, love, and more eat, sweat, get lost. This is Vietnam, unveiled and unfiltered. Let's begin. Picture your supermarket, now flooded. The aisles are gone, replaced by a muddy river, and the shopping carts are boats piloted by grandmothers who could out-navigate a Navy SEAL. Welcome to the floating markets of the Mekong Delta, where shopping is an extreme sport. The noise hits first engines chug, vendors shout, water splashes, and boats jostle like commuters at rush hour. Each boat advertises its goods with a sample on a bamboo pole: pineapple, durian, even a snake. Some things are better left a mystery. Then comes the smell. Fragrant herbs, sizzling pork, tropical fruit, and river water with a hint of questionable fish. Your senses are overwhelmed, and you're just trying to keep up as a woman expertly chops a coconut while gossiping with her neighbor. Forget your sad desk lunch. Here, you get steaming faux past from a floating kitchen, and fruits so vibrant they look photoshopped. For every delicious discovery there's a moment of culinary terror, a bucket of wriggling things, a vendor smiling and pointing from bucket to mouth. I smiled, shook my head, and hoped my boat driver would speed up. The floating market is a beautiful mess, chaotic, loud, and unforgettable. It's not just commerce, it's life in motion. Here, you don't just shop, you survive, you laugh, and you learn. The Mekong Delta doesn't care about your comfort zone. It's here to wake you up, and trust me, you won't forget it. Onward. Compare Whole Foods to a Mekong floating market. At home, everything's clean, quiet, and labeled. Here, the sun is your lighting, and the only air conditioning is a splash of river water. Produce isn't misted, it's piled high, rugged, and real. No signs, just a vendor shouting and pointing at a pile of green things. Customer service? At home, someone explains quinoa. Here, the vendor steers with her foot, fans her grill, yells prices, and stares you down. Are you buying or just taking photos? There's a raw efficiency here that's both terrifying and impressive. The biggest difference? Reality. In the West, food comes wrapped in plastic. Here, the chicken is clucking in a cage beside you, the fish for lunch swimming at your feet. It's a powerful reminder of where food comes from. Messy, loud, and real. The floating market isn't about comfort, it's about survival and connection. You're not just a shopper, you're part of the chaos. It's a world away from sanitized aisles, and 1,000 times more interesting. Here you see the story behind every meal. You taste the difference. You feel it. And you'll never look at your local supermarket the same way again. That's the real culture shock. In Vietnam, the price tag is just a suggestion. Bargaining is a national sport, and I'm hopeless at it. My attempts at haggling were more polite surrender than negotiation. I'd counteroffer by a few cents, and the vendor would look at me with pity. The true masters, local women, especially the older ones, they size you up instantly and know exactly how much you'll overpay. Their tactics are legendary dramatic size, looks of deep offense, and the classic walking away move. When I tried it, they just let me go, they knew I'd be back. Eventually I embraced my role as comic relief, paying the tourist tax with a smile. The extra $1 for a conical hat wasn't a rip-off, it was a small price for the entertainment and the lesson in humility. I lost every negotiation, but I gained great stories, and that's what travel is about, stories, not savings. In the end, I left with a suitcase full of overpriced souvenirs and a newfound respect for the art of the deal. Sometimes losing is the best way to win, so if you're bad at bargaining, don't worry, just enjoy the show. And remember, it's all part of the adventure. You'll laugh about it later, I promise. After the Mekong's chaos, I craved cool air and quiet, so I headed north to Sapa, Vietnam's mountain paradise. The journey itself is an adventure, an overnight train rattling through darkness, city lights fading to countryside, and dawn revealing misty peaks and endless green rice terraces. This is home to Vietnam's ethnic minority tribes like the Hmong and Red Dao, whose connection to the land is visible everywhere. The rice terraces are masterpieces, hand-sculpted over generations, a testament to human ingenuity. Here, you realize while you complain about Wi-Fi, people are carving life out of mountains. The city's chaos feels a world away, replaced by wind, insects, and distant water buffalo. It's peaceful, but don't get too comfortable. The real challenge is about to begin. Trekking these mountains as a very unfit city dweller. The landscape is stunning, but it's about to test me in ways I never expected. The serenity is just the calm before the storm. And the storm? My own physical limits. This was going to be interesting. Let's climb. Before the trek, you notice the fashion. Not high-tech gear, but the traditional clothing of the Hmong and Red Dao women. They're walking works of art, navigating muddy trails in vibrant handmade garments that put my beige zip-off trousers to shame. Hmong outfits are indigo hemp, embroidered with patterns that tell stories of family and village. Red Dao women wear elaborate red headdresses and shave their eyebrows, a beauty standard that makes my grooming routine look lazy. Their clothing isn't for show, it's everyday wear, full of pride and resilience. In a world of jeans and t-shirts, these communities hold on to their identity with every stitch. It's a powerful statement, and a beautiful thing to witness. My factory-made gear felt soulless in comparison. Here, practicality meets panache, and I felt deeply underdressed. But I was ready to follow their lead, up the mountain, and into their world. Let's go. Admiring the scenery is easy. Trekking it? Not so much. My guides, local women half my size, twice my age, glided over muddy paths in plastic sandals while I struggled in my fancy boots. Every step was a battle with gravity and I was losing. Local kids ran past, giggling as I clung to bamboo for dear life. My guide would smile and say, "Almost there," which I learned meant, we're nowhere near the end. The trek is a masterclass in humility. City fitness means nothing here. At one point, an elderly woman overtook me carrying more than her own weight, barely breaking a sweat. I wasn't offended, just impressed. But for all the slipping and silent cursing, it's worth it. The views are staggering. Villages nestled in hills, terraces stretching below. You feel small but connected to something ancient. The struggle is part of the joy. You earn the view, and the right to complain about sore legs for days. That's the real reward. And I'd do it again. It's easy to treat Vietnam like a living museum. Snap photos marvel at closed tick-off sites, but the real magic is in the people, their warmth and resilience. The journey changes when you stop observing and start connecting. In the mountains, I was invited into a family's home for a meal simple, delicious, and full of laughter even without a shared language. In that moment, we weren't tourist and exhibit, we were just people, sharing food and stories. This is the side of Vietnam that gets missed in the rush for famous sights. It's the generosity of those with little, the optimism of a nation that's endured so much. You see it in the smiles of vendors, the patience of guides, the curiosity of children. The best souvenirs aren't things, they're connections, so go for the landscapes and food, but look beyond the postcard view. Talk to people, share a smile. Try a few words of Vietnamese, let yourself be humbled by their hospitality. Vietnam becomes more than a destination, it becomes a collection of faces and stories. That's the real transformation. What's the takeaway? The best travel isn't comfortable or easy, it pushes you out of your comfort zone and changes your perspective. Vietnam is perfect for that. Messy, loud, challenging, and wonderful. You can stay in your bubble, or you can dive into the chaos. Haggle for a hat, eat noodles on a boat, hike a mountain. You'll feel lost, confused, and alive. This country will test your patience, challenge your palate, and make you sweat. But it will reward you with beauty, connection, and stories you'll tell forever. You'll come back muddier, wiser, and with a better sense of humor about your limits. So, get off the sofa, stop scrolling, book the ticket, pack your bags, leave your expectations at home, and let Vietnam happen to you. Let the chaos, beauty, and people change you. It won't be the serene, filtered Instagram experience, it'll be real, and it'll be unforgettable. Now if you'll excuse me, I think I see a snake on a pole that needs investigating. See you in Vietnam.